Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us on Newsfeed PM. I'm Mposa Tole. Rwanda is gearing up to host Movement of Creative Africans and Africa in Colors. Now, this is a Pan-African event aimed at celebrating the continent's creative and cultural industries. One of the organizations that will be attending this event, set for the 30th of this month, is Pan-African Technopreneurs, Snake Nation. I'm joined by Snake Nation founder Karl Carter, joining us live from Senegal, and Raoul Rugamba. He is in Kigali, Rwanda, and he co-founded the event, which is a gathering of African creatives. Perhaps let me start with you, Raoul. Very good afternoon to you both, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us on Newzroom Afrika. Raoul, it sounds like a colorful, vibrant event. Talk to us about what it's all about.
So should I start?
Yes, please.
So it's a gathering of bright minds from different parts of the world, creatives. So that means artists, creative entrepreneurs, filmmakers, producers, fashion designers, and other players of the industry in the culture and creative industries, and also decision makers, investors, and it will be a 4-day gathering, brainstorming on the future, learning about what is happening on different parts of the world in the culture and creative industries, looking at the opportunities, looking at how creatives, artists, and others can move around, can access new opportunities, can enter new markets more easily, and also try to convince decision makers on how important these industries are. They can be a lever to development of African countries, and also help creatives to connect with key players, either those they can collaborate with, either those who can support them, and see a brighter creative industry ecosystem on the continent. So that's what will be taking place in Rwanda, Kigali, and we'll also have fun, fashion shows, entertainment, concerts, etc. So I invite you guys to be there. You guys have to be there.
Raoul, fun sounds like the place I need to be. Karl, talk to us about the reason why you decided to partner up with this colorful event, and why it's so important.
So, thank you for having us. Happy Father's Day. Happy Juneteenth. Raoul and I met at Youth Connect in Ghana last year, and when we met, it was definitely alignment of mission to help uplift creatives in the African diaspora, and so that was really a key reason why we wanted to connect and to align. Our focus is helping young creators of color enter the creative economy as a means of alleviating youth unemployment and poverty. We have a lot of the same mission. How do we help lift up the creative economy here on the continent, but also abroad, and how do we help connect the dots? And so that was a big part of the reason we met. We knew that our missions were aligned. We thought we could add value to the partnership, and we're super keen on what's happening there on the scene in Rwanda, as well as here on the continent and abroad. So we thought it was just an awesome opportunity to connect our missions, to add value, and to see what we could do, and what we could do together.
Absolutely. Raoul, as Karl speaks about alleviating youth unemployment here in South Africa, we marked June 16, and of course the focal point, the conversations revolved around young people who are unemployed and who feel that their demands and their cries for help are falling on deaf ears. How then do you think that an event such as this will be perhaps an inspiration to get people thinking and get ideas brewing for to tackle unemployment?
So I think the first thing that shows how important this platform is, and which will help us convince the decision makers, is already how this thing is being put in place. So we have people like Karl, Snake Nation, coming from all the parts of the world, coming together to say, listen, I want to be part of this thing. I can contribute the way it's possible with my means. I can put down some knowledge. I can bring down my network. That's a powerful thing. That's something which which shows how this platform can change things. That's one thing. And then the second part is we have decision makers coming from across Africa to come see how does one transform his talent or her talent into something that can contribute to the better future of her, himself. And that's another thing. The third thing is knowing what is happening. Everyone is doing something somewhere. But coming to this platform, that's where you know what you are missing can be found somewhere else. And you guys can come together for a better, a greater achievement. That's a third thing. And then the last thing is we are bringing also people with a lot of knowledge, skills. So those guys are coming to give back as well. Part of the conference, it's not really about business only or trying to receive only. It's also about giving. So we are bringing people with a lot of background, a strong background, a heavy background in the entertainment industry. So they're coming down here to say, okay, you have a talent, you are just missing a platform that will push you an extra mile. So that's something the youth needs. So lastly, we want to discuss about how do you take yourself, the talent you have, the passion you have, and transform it into something that makes sense economically. So this is going to be a place where you learn about all those kind of stuff. We have a lot of talents. We have a lot of passionate people, young people on the continent. The only missing puzzle is how do I have access to funding? How do I have access to market? And how do I transform myself into an asset that generates revenues? So this is what we are going to have in the conference.
Yeah. Karl, I mean, as Raoul was speaking, he really is expanding on the creative economy that you speak of. You made mention of it very briefly. Talk to us exactly how broad the creative economy is, and what are still some of the opportunities that lie within this creative industry, because we're learning that a third of the jobs of today will no longer be irrelevant in about a decade's time.
No, it's interesting. So the creative economy itself, as it stands right now, is about $2.2 trillion a year. Africa and the Middle East have the lowest share of that economy, contributing to the GDP, which is about 1.1%. So there's a lot of room to grow here on the continent and abroad. And, some of the benefit is that we actually have a chance to participate in the telling of our own narratives, our own stories, and, the mental relief that unlocks. What do we think is possible for ourselves? And a lot of that, has yet to even be seen or articulated. So we think there's a massive opportunity for growth, especially when you talk about the power of Black culture on a global level. And it's absolutely about Black people benefiting from the telling of our own narratives and the economic machine that powers those narratives. And so when we look at that creative economy at the intersection of the digital economy, we're really excited. So what we're going to be talking about at the conference is everything from web monetization to the launch of our new app, snakenation.io. The Rebel release is what we're calling it. And so, we're looking at providing tools, knowledge, information, access to networks, access to market is our contribution to the conversation. And a big shout out to the Snake Nation Network on college campuses and our partners, All African Student Union, who are making a lot of this possible. And so it really is about striking partnerships. It really is about working collectively. And that's one of the things that I think is the nature of a lot of creatives. Creatives are inclined to collaborate. And so we realize that none of this can be done in a silo, and by reaching across borders, by acting globally and locally, that we can actually provide a lot of access to market and opportunity. So we're incredibly bullish on the creative economy, the digital economy, especially with Africa's embracing of fintech and the need for new monetary systems, new payment systems. All of these larger macro trends point to an intersection of creative and digital, unlocking new business models and unlocking opportunity for millions of people. And to put it in perspective, the third largest or the largest creative economy on earth is in Asia, APAC. They have about 3% of their GDP coming from the creative economy. And then Africa and the Middle East have 1.1%. That 2% gap equates to about 10 million jobs a year and about $70 billion annually. So it is a real economy. It's massive. And so whenever I have an opportunity to sit in on policy discussions or sit in on roundtables, I'm always there at the table. Snake Nation is passionate about standing for the rights of young people and ultimately for the rights of creators globally.
Thank you so much. Let me thank you both, gentlemen, for your time. Karl Carter, Snake Nation founder.
Thank you so much.
As well as Raoul Rugamba, the event organizer, speaking to us there. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, News Africa. Thank you so much.
Right.